Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. Thank you so much for clicking play on our videos. I really appreciate it. All right, so we are checking out some more Jesse Lee Peterson only because this guy's hilarious. No, that's not only because. Well, he is hilarious, and he does piss people off. But I've learned it's not even intentionally. I mean, well, sometimes I think he knows how to trigger people when he does that, when he feel like it's necessary. But I think his whole thing is to hold people accountable. That's all. And he believed that we can't move forward in the conversation until we are willing to hold one another accountable. A lot of people think that he will punk out and not answer his questions honestly, but he still does his thing. So I really, I respect that. All right. For everyone who has been purchasing merch, thank you so much. And I just want to say also, we have a new sponsorship. A company reached out to us by the name of Blue Monster Prep. Shout out to Gina and Patrick. They are amazing. They're all about being prepared for every single catastrophe there could possibly be, even if it's running out of food, running out of water, running out of electricity. Unfortunate event happens where somebody is bleeding out. They have packages for that. They sent me one. They sent me a first aid kit. Look at this big old first aid kit, guys. This thing is huge, man. It's huge. This is crazy. And they also sent me a water filter, an air filter, in a cup. I mean, a container as well. So they are amazing, man. I just wanted to let y'all know I am excited for that. So we about to check out some Jesse Lee Peterson. He is taking phone calls, just to let you guys know. And I was told that this one right here is going to get pretty crazy. I wanted to save it for to watch it with you all, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to watch it together. This is my very first time checking it out. All right.
Let me go to Atticus out of Dallas,
Atticus,
Texas. Atticus, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yes, Jesse. I want to speak to you regarding the affirmative action thing.
Okay.
You speak of?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when it comes to affirmative action, you say that blacks are not qualified.
Right.
That they only get into these schools because they're not. Are you saying they're not intelligent enough to get into school?
Right.
On their own merit?
Yeah, right.
That's what you say.
Yes.
Okay.
He's talking specifically about the. Man, he said, so the brother said, so you're saying that they're not intelligent enough to get into schools? Is that what you're trying to say? Jesse Lee Peterson said, yes. The dude's like, what the heck? Is he still saying yes? He's supposed to say no. He wants you to not like stand by your word. Don't double down. People think that he won't double down. He doubles down every single time, man.
So in the beginning, when these schools, are you saying this just now or since the beginning when these schools started, such as Princeton? Do you realize that there were black people that attended Princeton and actually graduated from Princeton before nowadays? Do you realize that?
Are you saying they got in before affirmative action existed?
Yeah, they got in before affirmative action existed.
Because back in those days, Atticus, black people were noble people. They worked hard. They got married. They set good example. They bought land. And they didn't blame anyone for anything. They were able to overcome. But since the civil rights movement, blacks have not developed. They look to so-called black leaders to tell them how to think and what to do. They rely on the government to provide for them. The men are like black women in that they are emotional. They live in their imagination. They are angry. They become like their mothers. And so they are not capable today of doing it on their own.
Just so y'all understand, well, I'm sure y'all already understand, but I'm gonna tell y'all just from my perspective, from my periphery, from my vantage point, and based off of myself and other people who look like me and I know that come from the areas like my old neighborhood right here, Livingston Road, Southeast, Washington, D.C. All right, so that what he just now said, it will always trigger a black man from areas like this. Always. It will always trigger a black man from areas like this because Martin Luther King Malcolm X, Reverend Jesse Jackson, they were held up as heroes because we didn't completely understand everything that was going on. We just felt like all the change and the improvements that happened in the country happened only because of them. It happened only because of Rosa Parks. It happened only because of all the names that you can name, the people that we study every single February, Black History Month. No bull. So whenever he makes statements like that, everybody that's from an area like this, an inner city area, a black person that's from a city like this, they get upset with him. Be like, wait. So what are you trying to say? Because you're trying to say black people are ignorant. They can't graduate from universities that most people can't even get accepted in. And Jesse Lee Peterson was like, well, the difference is now, in order to get into those schools, you have to be helped out by the federal government through the affirmative action rule law. I don't know if it's a rule or a law. Listen, I'm horrible when it comes to this stuff. But he said people back in the day, they competed at a high level. They competed at a very high level. They didn't mind busting their ass to do things and get in there. And that's the same. And that's what's going on now when people are coming to our country and they are first or second generation Americans, and they are testing at extremely high clips because they realize that in order for us to get into these schools or into these universities, we have to compete. Now, are they still helped out by the affirmative action, Possibly. But the thing is, they haven't been within our society long enough in order to feel entitled as we do, in order to feel like this country owes them something. So what they do is they study and study and study and study and study and study. And until they completely got it, they don't go and have a whole bunch of fun or waste their time and money on silly things. They focus in on that goal and then they try to go after it. That's why right now in places like Princeton and Yale and other universities, they are saying, people are crying foul right now for them. They're saying, whoa, whoa. Only a certain percentage of y'all can come here. See, y'all testing too good. I don't know what it is. I don't know if y'all got the cheat sheets or something, but you can't there's only a certain percentage of y'all can come here. And I don't even know how I feel about that, but I do know that they are different from the African-American people who feel so entitled, like we have to be met halfway in order for us to achieve something, when that's absolutely not the case.
That's why they fight for reparations and affirmative action, and they try to take for the white man. Black people today is not the same people that they were prior to the civil rights movement.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I see that you're good at making all these assertions regarding black people, but you exclude yourself. You know, none of these things that you say regarding black people, you don't include yourself in those, though. Right?
And you know why, right?
No, I don't know why.
Because I'm
because
not.
You
I'm
think
not.
that you somewhat above, the average black person?
Yes.
Is that why?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Right.
because I don't believe that the white man or anyone is superior to me. I believe that if I put the effort into it with a good attitude, there's nothing that I cannot do. I treat all people the same.
I'm sorry for laughing, guys, but the fact that he just give it to you raw, bruh. Pause. He said, "Look, so are you saying that you believe that you're above the average black person?" He said, "Yes, because I don't believe that anyone's better than me. I don't believe that anyone has to hand me anything. I'm gonna bust my tail. I'm gonna get it. I don't need your help. I'm gonna do it myself." And the average African American don't believe that. So yes, that will place me above those people. That's just like sports. So you trying to say that you better than the average person that's playing basketball, LeBron James? Now, I know a lot of y'all don't agree with his politics, but this brother busts his tail on the court. As a matter of fact, he's the oldest He's the oldest playing right now and still works like he is in college. But most people don't have that work ethic. That's the only reason why we know LeBron James. If most people had his work ethic, then there probably wouldn't be no LeBron James. I mean, it would still be a LeBron James, but people will be on that same level from working as hard. Now, you was born a certain height, and you was born with certain genetics where you will be bigger and faster and stronger if you just apply yourself this way. Well, guess what? Everyone can apply themselves to be great if they stop making excuses all the daggone time.
Because I understand the battle is a spiritual battle, has nothing to do with color. And so I treat all people the same. And I have faith in God that all is well.
You don't treat all people the same, Jesse.
Yes, I do.
You don't at all. Okay.
Why you say I don't? What do you mean? Give me an example of not treating all people the same.
Let me give you this example. Now, you say that black people feel inferior.
Yes.
But when you say that blacks are not smart enough to get into schools, and they're taking the place of whites and Asians and all this and that, you're saying that black people are inferior.
Right.
They're not as intelligent.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Black people have less intelligence than any other people?
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
But
may I tell you why?
You.
Am I wrong?
So now, let me ask you this. So does that include you?
No.
Are you less intelligent?
No, I'm black and slow, but not that black and slow.
Bruh, stop playing so daggone much, man. You play too much. Oh, brother on the phone. Listen, man. He is simply saying that by us constantly believing in the crutches that have been given to us, we depend on the crutches. And by us depending on the crutches, we are not applying ourselves the way that other people are applying themselves. As a matter of fact, the more we focus on race, the more we're effed up, because we are constantly comparing ourselves to other people before we can even have a freaking good conversation. So since you brought up African Americans and their level of education, you're going to be fed some raw information that clearly you are not prepared to handle. You can't handle it, bro. You can't. He's just telling you, based off of us being so damn entitled and being so lazy and looking at every single person that we hold up as a hero and who we vote for. It's so many different things that line up to what he's saying. You just got to listen, man.
You black and you the slowest, Jason. You really are.
Let me give you the proof.
You the slowest.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I want to respond to what you said, and then I'll let you respond some more. I'm not going to hang up. If blacks didn't think that white people were superior to them, or if they felt that they could do it on their own, if they believe that, would they be begging for reparations and affirmative action?
Who, you asking me that?
No, I'm asking the moon.
Yeah, that's the thing that you always try to create these hypotheticals.
No, I'm asking you.
Right.
It's not a hypothetical. If they believe that they are,
my man said no. I'm asking the moon.
Smart as a white man, would they be fighting for affirmative action and reparations? Yes or no?
If it was a fifth, you and I would be drunk.
No, if the fraud didn't have a glass ass, he wouldn't have broken when he jumped either.
Yeah. So why are we talking about?
Why can't you answer that?
Yeah, because it's you trying to make up a question to only make you right.
No, I'm asking if black people believe that they can do it.
A scenario.
If black people believe they can do it on their own, would they be begging for reparation or affirmative action?
Okay.
And you say?
Okay. Let me ask you this.
Hold on, Atticus. I want to go quickly back to Atticus out of Dallas, Texas. And I made the point that not all, but most black people believe that white people are superior to them. And the proof is in the pudding. in the last 70 years, at least since the
Amazing.
civil rights movement and all that, most, not all black people have been focused on white people. They have been begging and blaming and not building but destroying. They have been begging for affirmative action and reparations because they want to get into the white schools. And unfortunately, a lot of the white schools, Princeton and others, have allowed them to get in without having to earn it, UCLA and others. And they have pushed aside white kids and Asian and Hispanic kids to let the blacks in because, oh, slavery. And none of these blacks know anything about slavery, right? Affirmative action, Jim Crow. They don't even know the truth about Jim Crow. Systemic racism, police brutality. So the black, even the males too, they're begging. The males are begging like women. Now, men don't normally beg and blame. They normally overcome the issue. They deal with it, go right to it and deal with it. But the black men are just like their mothers, just like the women, they're begging and blaming. And they're not qualified to get into these schools. They're only there because of their skin color. And affirmative action and now reparation is the proof of that. Atticus is trying to disagree with me on this. And so I had to hold him over. I didn't have to, but I held him over from the last hour to finish that conversation. Atticus, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
So if the blacks don't believe that white people are superior to them and they believe they could do it themselves, why are they begging for affirmative action and reparations?
Nobody's begging for affirmative action or reparations. When it comes to affirmative action, that was put in place because before blacks were not admitted to these schools. Even when it came to Princeton, the first person that went to Princeton that was black that showed up once they realized he was admitted, but the first person, once they realized he was black when he showed up, they put him out. And when it comes to reparations, me personally, I think that for the stigma of what black people have to endure, because we're forever with people like you perpetuating the nonsense that black people hate white people, black people hate, this, they hate that. You put more into dividing races than actually uniting.
And am I doing that by speaking the truth of what's really happening? Am I divided by really pointing out what's going on?
Jesse, you are a ridiculous person.
Answer that question first before you go to the attacks. Am I divided by pointing out what's really going on? Are you saying that I'm dividing in that way?
Well, it's only going on in your mind.
So affirmative action is not real?
Jesse, when it comes to
answer that first. Atticus, I'm allowing you to speak.
Yeah.
So are you saying that affirmative action is not real?
It's real and it's necessary.
Okay, are you saying that? Hold on, Atticus.
I thought we were having a conversation.
I'll let you speak now. Atticus, I'll let you speak now. I'm doing follow-up.
Let's have a conversation.
I'm about to put you on hold if you don't shut up. So listen.
You tell anybody to shut up. I'm not your bitch.
You act like my bitch.
No, you act like a bitch.
You act like my bitch. You're complaining.
No. See, that's where you're wrong. You have
Atticus,
more female experience
come
than
back.
the average woman.
Atticus, come back.
No,
so are you saying affirmative action is not real?
Did you not hear me? You got the ears the size of a satellite.
What did you
Why
say?
Can't you hear? I already answered that question.
What was your answer?
When people talk to you.
My man is getting upset. Listen, this is getting juicy. Look. We're not gonna cut this off, man. We're gonna ride this out. Hopefully, y'all are still with me. And but this right here is getting a little juicy.
See, there we go.
I'm gonna ask you one more time. What was your answer? What was your answer?
It's as big as a satellite. I told you.
Atticus, what was your answer?
Did you just hear me say yes?
Goodbye. I appreciate your call. You're
my man.
refusing to discuss the truth. Beta.
Hang yourself, nigga.
Beta, see how violent he is?
Whoa, 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 whoa. He did not just say that. Hold on. Hold on. Did I? Hold on.
You're refusing to discuss the truth. Beta!
Hang yourself, nigga.
Wow. Bruh. He said, hang yourself. Wow, bruh. Really, man? Come on, Atticus. Hang yourself, Nick. Like, come on, man. That's what you had to offer, huh? Let me tell y'all something. I need to tell whoever's still on this video at this point. Usually people don't hang out to 21st minute, but hey, it is what it is. I still love y'all. So he's saying that affirmative action was created because people were still being racist as hell. The white people, that was the culture of the white people. We just now watched Bill Maher video yesterday. He said, look, according to the times, people do what the times do. According to the times, people do what the times do. White people had slaves back in the day. That was business. That was big business back in the day. Slavery was big business. Black people had slaves. Slavery was big business. If you can afford to be in business back in that day, there was some black people who afforded that right to be in business back in the day, and they chose slavery business. So white people had that, black people had that, right? Then they moved on where back in the day it used to be okay, or even sometimes we rooted people on for men to beat their wives. All right. Sometimes men whoop the hell out of their wives, and if they didn't, their friends or their neighbors would look at them like some suckers, because that's what you were supposed to do. Women wasn't working all like that. Women wasn't expected to work. A woman who wanted to work was looked at a certain type of way, and that was culture back in the day. But we have grown. We have come a long way, right? So here's the thing I need to impress upon people who constantly want to have it their way all the time. You cannot bring up slavery times. You cannot bring up olden days if you don't want some real conversation about olden times. Now, if you're going to bring up olden times, discussing modern times, 2022, 2021, 2020, well, this was in 2020, but discussing today has to be on the table, and it has to be raw. We can't go around, we can't tiptoe around daggone subject. We cannot. We got to discuss it like we really are trying to settle some things. All right, get out your feelings. Let's have this conversation. All right, let's talk about all the different ways that we can be better as human beings. Because when you start to separate it down the line, it seems to me, because I'm a black man, that you got a problem with black people. So we need to settle this right now. Oh, it ain't going the way I wanted to go? Well, then hang yourself, nigga. What we get from that? Hey, what we get from that? Absolutely nothing.
Beta, see how violent he is?
Beta.
Violent. Because they can't handle the truth. Affirmative action is real. Black people have been begging and making white people give them affirmative action. Now they're begging and trying to make them give reparation. And then they try to make the white people let them into their businesses without earning their way. That's a weakness.
Beta.
And he mentioned some black guy who was thrown out of Princeton when they found out that he was black or something. And if somebody, my grandparents always told me, if you're not welcome in someone else's home, you wish them well, and you go and build your own home. They have a right not to want you there if they don't want you there. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not racism. That's not anything, but they don't want you at their house. Go build your own house. That's what the Jews did. When the Jews went through those thing with, what they call that thing? Yeah, the Holocaust. They built their own, everywhere they go, they build. And they take over. They ain't begging. They ain't blaming. Why don't black people do the same thing? If the white man can do it, you can do it. Black people used to know that. They knew that at one time, but they forgot when they gave their lives over to the black civil rights leader. Now, you heard this guy, Atticus, begging like a woman. And you mad at me because I won't go along with it. I ain't going along with that crap. I was trained differently. I had better examples than that in my life. Ain't no way in the hell I'm going down that road. I'm living in the greatest country in the world and have the greatest constitution in the world, and they're trying to change it. The Democrats are trying to change the Constitution. They're tearing down the statues and the monuments and the flags. Like that gonna make black people better. They're only making them worse. Black males, and white males too, but white males are scared, are following fat black radical lesbians.
He always calling them a bunch of fat black radical lesbians, bro. That's just, bro, you crazy, man. You are nuts.
I'm out done with that. I can hear my grandmother now.
Fat black.
Have mercy. What didn't happen? I never thought I'd see a male follow a woman, period, but especially a black lesbian. What the? Who say that they're Marxists, who hate God, who hate the family, their nuclear family. They rather have a lesbian so-called family and pretend it's a family. Anyway, it's a spiritual battle, folks. Really. A warfare between good and evil. Amazing.
All right, so that was good, man. That was good. I enjoyed that. What y'all think? I think I talked enough. Please let me know whatever you want me to know in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I am Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual. Love y'all.